Alright guys, we have a lot to talk about with this video today. So everybody strap in, hit pause, get a drink, get a beer, and celebrate your Second Amendment rights. Yes, we are going to be talking about the Virginia rally. I wish I could have been there. I really wish I lived in America sometimes because I would have loved to have gone to this thing. But yes, guys, Virginia's Second Amendment rally went off yesterday. It went off without a hitch. Big freaking surprise. A whole bunch of armed people all walking around in the street and nobody started anything. It's like an armed society is a polite society, right? Well, regardless. But obviously we're going to break down the whole situation. We're going to talk about what happened and some of the fallout from the situation because the media has dropped this like it's a hot potato. Because my narrative doesn't work. But they're still trying. They're still claiming it's a neo-Nazi thing. But we'll get into all that. So why was this rally? What happens? Okay, so this rally happens every year. Okay, people seem to think that this rally happens once. This is a once-off. No, it happens every year. They always meet. They always march. The reason why this year's was so big was because Virginia Democrat governor has brought in some anti-gun package targeting citizens' rights. Now, obviously, Ammo Land is going to be biased here. But let's jump into it. So Virginia Ralphie has unveiled his proposal for sweeping new gun control for the Commonwealth. The Democrats sensing and opening introduced 7 new measures at press conference ahead of the new legislative session. These new gun controls proposed are the most radical that Virginia has ever seen. So he said, we lose too many Virginians each year to senseless gun violence, and it's time we take meaningful steps to protect the health and safety of our citizens. Now, the first proposal is a new red flag law. A red flag law is a term for an extreme risk protection order, or ERPO. An ERPO lets police take away a person's guns without due process. Yeah, have a bit of a problem with that. Look, at the end of the day, if there is a situation where someone obviously has an issue, a mental issue or whatever, presumably they can get this fast track through court. Or they can do something other than taking away these gun laws or taking away someone's gun rights. Look, if they've got mental issues and they're mentally unsound, they shouldn't have a gun in the first place anyway. So that would be not the situation that's here. These red flag laws are mostly used when they want to get rid of someone's guns for some reason because they think he might do something like shoot someone up or something like that. But at the end of the day, like I say, if you have evidence of this sort of stuff, then why can't you go through court? I don't know. It's a bit of a mess, but anyway. Groups such as Gun Owners of America call these laws gun confiscation orders. Police go to a secret court to get the order. The gun owner is not present and even aware the police are seeking the right to take away their guns. So maybe the court should hear the other side of the argument, maybe? I don't know. The burden of proof to take an ERPO is very low. All that needs to happen is a neighbour or family member to decide to go to the police and tell them that the gun owner is a threat to themselves or others. It costs thousands of dollars to restore the gun owner's constitutionally protected rights. Because he obviously then has to go back and take it through court and stuff like that. Now, universal background checks. The second part of the package would require universal background checks for all gun transfers. Right now, only sales through an FFL need to go through the background check process. Gun control advocates say that this will cut down on guns that end up in the hands of criminals. Because, they're going to do this. What universal background checks prevent is gun owners in a mental crisis letting a friend hold their gun for them. If the friend took control of the firearm without going through the background check, they would be both guilty of felony. Northam also wants to bring back one handgun per month. So before 2012, Virginia residents without a concealed carry permit were limited to purchasing one handgun per month. The state repealed the law under the Republican leadership. So like I say, there's a bunch of laws here. Now look, at the end of the day, they seem like they're okay, maybe, but at the end of the day, I don't know. I've seen governments use these excuses and then twist and turn and pivot onto something that it's not, and then later use it to compress or take away people's guns rights. So I don't know. I'd rather err on the caution here, and yeah, but I don't know. The fourth bill would make it a crime for not reporting a lost or stolen firearm. The fifth measure is the Child Access Prevention Bill. The bill aims to increase the penalties for leaving a loaded, unsecure firearm around a child. Under the current law, the child in question would have to be 14 years or younger for authorities to charge the parents with a crime. The Protective Order Bill would prevent anyone under the protective order from owning a purchasing firearm. The subject of the protection order would have 24 hours to turn over their guns to authorities and clarify the transfer with the courts. So, what does that mean? And the final bill is an assault-style weapon ban bill, this is where I have a problem, a real big problem. The bill would go further than just banning modern sports rifles. It would prohibit any gun capable of holding more than 10 rounds. So, anything that holds more than 10 rounds is now an assault rifle, apparently. Democrats claim the ban would cut down on gun deaths because, just making someone reload their firearm when they're going on a shooter spree would just be too inconvenient. They'll just not do that, right? But yeah, look, at the end of the day, like I said, well, I live in Australia, right? We've gone through all this. We've heard all these excuses in the past, and subsequently now, you can't buy a firearm at all. Unless you have a farm, and even then, farmers are like really strict on getting firearms. So, yeah, like I say, we've been here, we've heard all these excuses in the past, and at the end of the day, they're a load of crap back then. So I would much rather stick up for the Second Amendment right, plus you have a constitution to do it. We all know, at the end of the day, the honest, law-abiding citizens aren't the ones going on a shooting spree. Right? The people most people that die from gun deaths are people that don't legally own the gun, or are using it in some sort of criminal activity. Yeah. But you're going to take away the firearms from the law-abiding citizen. It's like here in Australia, right? I'm a law-abiding citizen. I can't own a firearm. The drug dealer down the street, he's got plenty, but I can't have one. But the drug dealer goes on a shooting rampage, not a problem, right? He can get firearms like they're candy. But me, the law-abiding citizen, I can't. I can't get a gun. But he's got plenty. So, work that one out. So, what actually happened? Okay, so Virginia declares a state of emergency over the Second Amendment rally because a whole bunch of people were going to turn up. Little Ralphie decided to declare it an emergency. The emergency that's normally reserved for natural disasters and stuff like that. Why was it an emergency? Because people were going to turn up and protest him to declare it an emergency. Yeah, that'll work. Nothing says tyrannical like, that. So yeah, apparently that happened. But the Virginia governor bans guns on state capitol grounds. Declares it a state emergency. Little Ralphie, once again, trying to ban the firearms. This time on state grounds. They put up all these lovely fences and said nobody past this point was allowed to walk in with firearms. Right? If you had a firearm, you weren't allowed on government ground. You can imagine how this went, right? You can imagine a whole bunch of law-abiding citizens, heavily armed, turning around saying, okay, we won't step on state grounds. We'll be out in the streets. And that's what they did. Big surprise. Spoiler alert. But anyway, let's get going. 3 suspects arrested. Neo-Nazi members arrested before Virginia gun rally. Never heard of this group. It's weird. I've been meaning to reach out to my contacts in the alt-right and ask them if anybody knew these guys or this group, or if it's legit or not. But I haven't seen anybody talk about them or anything like that except the media. It's weird, that. 3 people in it. By the way, there's also this news report. Doesn't mention what they were going to do. Doesn't mention if they were just going to turn up to help with the protest. Doesn't mention if they were just going to be a part of the protest. Doesn't mention if they were going to shoot anybody. Doesn't even mention if they were going to take firearms. They were just planning for the event. Okay, what were they planning on doing? The neo-Nazis! Get them! You know, but anyway. And then, obviously, we have the day of the event. And thousands. Well done, little Ralphie. Well done, buddy. You successfully made this thing bigger than it already was. Tens of thousands of gun rights activists from around the country rallied peacefully. Like I said, thousands of people all having a firearm. Thousands of people all turning up to Virginia, peacefully protesting. Not one problem. Not even an arrest, I heard. Well, I haven't seen anything about an arrest, and trust me, if there was an arrest, it'd be on the front cover. No problems at all, as far as I know. And obviously now the media is left scrambling, right? Because what do you do when you have thousands of people protesting at the rally? This is it here. Like, what do? Well, you just call them all neo-Nazis. Because all these people are apparently neo-Nazis. But don't worry, we'll get to the end of that one too. We'll get into that, don't worry. Virginia Capitol flooded with guns rights activists. Now, by the way, these are ex-vets, military, police officers protesting, citizens, civilians, militia groups. Just your average day. Look, there, some chick. She's, oh my God, it was even women were invited. The media should love this. Diversity. You know, we got one guy over there. He looks like maybe he's white, we're not quite sure. We got this guy here, looks like he's part of the paramilitary. We got a woman over here. We got a couple of guys in the background that seem to be Mexican or something like that. We got a whole bunch of different flags and everything. You know, diversity. You think the media would be loving it? No, don't be silly. At Tennessee, Virginia rally, gun rights activists vow their fight is just starting. Good on you, boys. Really good on you.
The crowd stretched for blocks, a peaceful protest.
We will not comply!
Sounding off about proposed gun legislation in Virginia.
It's just pure tyranny, man. It's infringing on every right that we have for our gun rights.
Security was tight with metal detectors, drone restrictions, and a temporary ban on firearms on the Capitol grounds. But elsewhere, the Second Amendment was on full display.
There are thousands of people here, and many of the protesters chose to stay here outside of the perimeter so they wouldn't have to give up their weapons.
Law-abiding gun owners are not the problem.
Virginia's governor had declared a state of emergency, hoping to avoid a repeat of the deadly protests in Charlottesville in 2017. Last week, several suspected white supremacists were arrested. Federal authorities say at least some of them had planned to attend today's rally. President Trump is using the event as a call to action, tweeting the...
Oh my God. Oh my frigging God. They planned to attend the rally. What were they going to do? I don't know. They're probably going to march. Oh. Shit. Can we arrest him still? You know, but anyway.
Democratic Party in Virginia is working hard to take away your Second Amendment
Good on you,
rights.
Trumpy.
In the past few weeks, the Democratic-led legislature has proposed bills limiting gun purchases and calling for stricter background checks after a mass shooting in Virginia Beach last year involving a disgruntled city employee who killed 12 people. A gun safety group canceled its own demonstration.
By the way, from memory, wasn't he black? Yeah, I'm thinking he was actually African American. I don't know. I have to check that, but I'm remembering, and there was no photo of him, right? So you know he goes against the narrative, because otherwise, if it was a white guy, there'd be a photo up on the screen. I'm pretty sure he was actually black. I'd have to double check that. There was something about that situation that they dropped it like a hot potato, because me narrative. I'd have to check into it, but anyway.
Today, after what it called credible threats to public safety.
Regulation is not confiscation.
What do you do when that regulation is literally confiscation? But anyway.
Two are unrelated, and the gun lobby continues to gin up fear.
But today, no violence, just a strong show of force.
It's weird, you know? It's like an armed society is a polite society. I don't know. It just, to me, there just seems to be like, oh crap, we really screwed the pooch on this one, didn't you, mainstream media? Hey? All this fear and all this campaigning, all this, you know, neo-Nazis, they're going to attend the rally. But nothing seemed to happen. It was very peaceful. Here's the rebellion explodes, 22,000 plus. There might have been a few people. There might have been a few people upset about your new gun legislation. What do you think your chances of getting re-elected are? Just saying. Now, obviously, look at the end of the day. We're not sure about the numbers. They're quoting that that they estimated 22,000 attendees, 6,000 on the Capitol Square, and 16,000 outside the gates. Literally, almost 3 times the amount of people didn't enter the gun restriction zone because they didn't want to give up their rights. Can't blame them, can you? Yeah, all these pictures. For some reason, I can't seem to click on it. Interesting, isn't it? Here's another one. I can click on this one, though. There might have been a few people. What do you guys think? Here's another one. Slide down through there. Peaceful protesting. It's weird because there's supposedly going to be neo-Nazis here. I can't really see any KKK flags. Although the Democrats didn't turn up, so maybe that's why. But yeah, it was a little weird. It is pro-gun rally at Virginia. This is from the ABC News.
Flags held high, AR-15s slung over their shoulders. These protesters say they're here to fight for the future of their country.
Gun saves lives. I mean, it's obvious.
It's our God-given right to protect ourselves, our family.
It's America, right? We live free.
Virginia, the latest flashpoint in the gun debate sweeping the country.
Virginia tightening security ahead of a protest.
Yeah, must admit the media, they're doing a jig up, you know, trying to make it look all bad, you know. Yeah.
These
oh my God, look at these scary guys with the masks on. You know?
Protesters say they're here to...
Oh, look at all the guns! Oh, my eyes! You know? Typical media.
Anybody want to make any comments? We've got a live stream going over here about why you're here. What's going on?
Of course, Alex Jones was there. The man, the legend was there.
Come on in here.
Alex, we love you, buddy.
He is the tip of the spear.
No, brother, I'm good. Thank you, but tell folks what you think about things.
I mean,
USA!
The governor needs to go.
USA!
He's a complete outlaw.
USA! USA!
USA! USA!
Americans are united.
Yep.
Absolutely, the globals carried that out for stabilizers. Hey, man, how you doing? God bless you.
I'd like you to encourage people to vote in the Democrat primary March 3rd. They can't, in Virginia, anyone can vote. Republicans can vote in the Democrat primary. Anyone but Bloomberg. Pick the worst candidate that has a chance of winning in Virginia.
Anybody but the Bloomberg candidates.
Hey, welcome to Occupy Virginia. Occupy Virginia, Alex.
Absolutely, brother. Here we are.
Alex Jones, everybody. Alex Jones. Yes.
So what's your name, Tiny?
I get that all the time. Jeremiah, sir.
All right, well, I like your shirt.
Thanks, man. I'm Minuteman. I'm the one that called in the other day.
Oh, yeah. Mass murders agree. Gun control works. That's the original shirt I designed. Politicians love disarmed peasants. And boy, they're trying it again right now, aren't they?
Road to serfdom,
Hey, give us about a 2-minute rant about why you're here, brother. We're going to put it up on InfoWars.
I'm here to support Alex Jones and also 2A for Virginia. Man, the governor is blackface KKK, as you can see. He's a tyrant. He hates it. He's part of the big globalists, lobbyists, everybody. He hates America. He hates Virginia. He's trying to turn it all against us and take away our First Amendment and our Second Amendment. And as it says, as Alex Jones said, Second Amendment is there to protect the First. And that's why I'm here also to support that. That's all it is.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks, fellas.
He did alright. He was alright. It's on the spot. PBS
rights supporters gathered in huge numbers today in Richmond, Virginia. They're protesting a wave of gun control measures being proposed by the newly elected Democratic majority in the state. William Brangham is in Richmond today. Nick Schifrin will talk with him from the scene in a bit, but first...
I love the title, Guns in America. You know, it's so clickbait. It's so scary. You know, it's sensationalized, isn't it? It really
William
is.
has this report.
I could think of 1,000 different titles besides Guns in America. Thousands turn up to protect Second Amendment. Thousands turn up to protect Constitution. Thousands turn up to protect their rights. And 3 just off the top of my head. But no, Guns in America. Ha ha ha.
They started gathering before dawn. They've come on charter buses from every corner of the state and beyond. Thousands and thousands of gun rights supporters coming to Virginia's capital. Governor Ralph Northam, citing violent threats from out-of-state militias, banned all firearms from the Capitol grounds. But outside that area, many exercised the rights they've come here today to protect.
I don't want the government taking my rights,
Oh my God, it's a black man! I know! Neo-Nazis! This video's not getting monetized. Don't worry, I've given up with this video being monetized. But neo-Nazi, look at him! The neo-Nazi, we have confirmed neo-Nazis.
Liberty, my God-given right to protect myself.
Like, really?
We must be vigilant.
Democrats swept the last election, winning control of the Virginia State House.
Virginia, what were you doing? But anyway.
For the first time in over 25 years. After a mass shooting in Virginia Beach last year, where 12 people were killed, Democrats ran and won on a gun control platform.
Among the laws the Democrats here are considering are a suite of gun control measures.
All right, we've already know what the laws are because we've already talked about them. Here's WUSA.
Give me your names and how you spell them.
Michael.
For a start, first of all, why do you want their names? This is my problem is, this guy here from mainstream media, right? Why did you want their names? I can't help but think it's some nefarious reason. But anyway.
Michael.
Uh-huh. And what's your last name?
Parker.
Why do you want his last name? Why do you care what his frigging last name is? What does that have to do with him turning up to this rally? But anyway.
P-A-R-K-E-R.
And where are you from, Michael?
And I hope that's a fake name. I really, really do.
Georgia.
Georgia. You came up from Georgia.
Came up from Georgia.
And are you talking to, or are you a little more shy?
Sure.
What's your name?
My name is John Snow.
John Snow.
Buy this man a beer. Like, seriously.
Oh, from Game of Thrones.
Never actually seen it.
Is that a pseudonym, or is that really your name?
It's really my name.
Okay.
Why do you care what his real name is? Are you going to send him a check for this interview? Is that why you care? Why do you want to know what his name is?
Tell me why you're here, and so you guys know that rifles are banned from inside. So what's your plan?
Mostly we're just here for a mass demonstration to show that, everybody here is willing to carry. And so, I guess we're just here to support and defend the Constitution, whatever necessary.
You can't go inside with the rifle, so you just plan to stay outside the perimeter?
Pretty much.
And do you feel like that's just as effective as being next to the Capitol, or?
It sends a pretty big message. So we're not here to cause trouble. We're still following the law. A lot of people going through. It's just a big mass demonstration saying, hey, that's not okay. We're here to support our rights. So that's why we're here.
And do you feel like there are any limits at all to? Are there any gun laws that you see as legitimate?
Legitimate? Not a one.
Not a one.
Not a one.
So should people be able to carry fully automatic rifles?
Absolutely. I think everything should be fully automatic. Leaving this rifle slung over my shoulder.
Automatic. I'm sorry. Anti-aircraft weapon, mortars, no limits.
If you can afford it, I think you should be able to buy it.
Anyway. Like I said, I still want to know why they wanted to know his name, but anyway. Gun rights advocates protest in Virginia over Democrat legislation. So obviously, CBC. And obviously then we've had this video that we've already seen. And here we have a couple of neo-Nazis. Communist media. Virginia rally are white supremacists. White extremists. A KKK rally. Virginia rally. Black people. Damn it, I really wish the black people would stop turning up to our KKK white supremacist, white extremist rallies, alright? It's just not right. Of course I'm joking. But at the end of the day, yeah. But they weren't the only ones that were there. Virginia sheriff declares gun control laws will not be enforced. So what does little Ralphie want to do? He wants to bring in the National Guard. But anyway. If the bills go through as proposed, they will not be enforced. They are unconstitutional. Now, at the end of the day, like I said, little Ralphie now wants to bring in the National Guard to enforce the gun laws. But, regardless. And here, more people who have turned up to the white supremacist meetings. These terrible white supremacists that they are. Oh, wait, they're the Black Panthers. Oh, shit. Crap. Hang on. We got it. The Black Panthers were there. You want me to, call them Nazis? Are you sure? Alright. So, I've just heard from my editor, the neo-Nazi Black Panther movement arrived as well. Alright. Are you sure? Alright. Yeah, the neo-Nazis, the Black Panthers turned up for the rally. How dare they? Like if you want to take the guns away from anybody, a group that's in the past has a history of violence and shooting police officers, maybe there's a case for that. But the media is of course ignoring the fact that the Black Panther movement was there. Apparently also Antifa was there. It's funny because Antifa didn't try any shit because they were seriously outnumbered and outgunned. It's like they're a bunch of pussies. But anyway. But yeah, Black Panther movement alive and well and at the rally. Report, Second Amendment rally in Richmond, Virginia was sold as a white supremacist rally by mainstream media. Here's a photo from the rally of one of the groups well known white supremacists in attendance, the Black Panthers. Bam, bam, bam. And of course, you know, they've even got the Guns Save Lives little stickers on them too. You know, literally Black Panther shirts. But of course, the mainstream media ignored that. And of course, it wouldn't be the mainstream media if they didn't get owned for calling Virginia's Second Amendment rally a white nationalist rally. So these liberal reporters live in an institutionalized, mainly online bubble where everything they say and do is perfect and righteous and validated by their fake news colleagues. It's funny to me when these clueless, smug libertarian media hacks are shocked to discover that Americans don't like them. These liberal reporters live in an institutionalized, mainly online bubble where everything they say and do is perfectly righteous and validated by their fake news colleagues. Twitter is filled with activists masquerading as journalists, and they all feed off each other. When they get blasted with a slow negativity comment, they usually chalk it up to Russian bots, or racist, or me trolls. Me trolls are a new one. But yeah, an ABC reporter just blatantly lied and labelled the Virginia Second supporters as neo-Nazis. Reporters covering tomorrow's white nationalist rally in Virginia, I'm absolutely begging you, verify information before you send it out. In other words, you know, don't go reporting anything that might be discrediting or against their agenda. Don't become a hero in the neo-Nazi propaganda circles with made-up, probably facts. But yeah, he literally got flamed on Twitter for it. As well as all the mainstream media did. But look, at the end of the day, guys, obviously, look, I'm glad this rally has turned out. I'm glad everybody turned up. I'm glad everything was peaceful. And I'm glad that the Second Amendment is alive and well in the US. If only it was in Australia. But at the end of the day, yeah, look, at the end of the day, from someone who has been in a situation where they have taken away your guns, if anybody on the left believes this is going to stop violence, it doesn't. We literally had a mass shooting last year. And we have some of the strictest gun laws in the world. Is there a reason you are not hearing about Australian gun laws being the best at the moment? Yes, because they don't work. We still have drug dealers have firearms. We still have criminals who have guns. The only difference is the law-abiding citizens can't have them. Makes you want to be a criminal sometimes. It really, really does. But guys, apart from that, obviously this video has been helpful. Please smack that like button, because I'll tell you now, there's no way this video is going to get shared by YouTube. Apart from that, guys, you'll be flat out to even get notified. But yeah, also go through and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Apart from that, guys, obviously at the end of the day, smack that like button, and I will see you in tomorrow's video. And everybody who turned up for the Second Amendment, salute you. Well done, guys, and everybody, well done for being on very peaceful and peaceful protest. Have a great night, guys. I'll see you in the next demonetized video tomorrow.